There is a big difference between training to be healthy and training to look good. And even when in some cases you can get both at the same time without even trying, it makes a lot of sense for you to go for what's your main goal first. Okay, a lot of people are going to be super healthy, not looking good, and a lot of people are going to look incredible and not be healthy at all, aka most of the bodybuilders. So today in this video, I want to show you exactly the things that you need to focus on depending on what your goal is and how you can combine those so you can not only look better, but also be healthy. So let's get into it. The first thing that you need to focus on is deciding between cardio and strength training. Cardio is a really good opportunity for you to get some activity going, for you to be more social. In many cases, most of the classes that you get on a gym are cardio based, for you to work on your cardiovascular health. But in reality, when it comes to physical appearance, is not gonna help much. The amount of calories that you're gonna be burning during a cardio session are not gonna be that many, and on top of that, you're gonna be missing a huge part of what to look better is, which is basically just building more muscle. So while doing strength training, you're gonna be able to work on your cardiovascular health if you do it correctly as well. We're gonna talk about that in a second, while at the same time, we're gonna be able to build our muscles, tone up, so when we get rid of the fat, you actually look good and not scrawny or soft or skinny, right? Then when it comes to what to do when doing strength training, that's where it gets interesting, because you can do a lot of different things depending on what your goal is. But my recommendation, if you want to get both, if you want to be healthy and look good, is to focus on things that are gonna keep your heart rate up, okay? Things that are gonna allow you to work in that cardiovascular health, while at the same time are gonna work the most amount of muscles at the same time, so you can optimize your time on the gym. Okay, many guys spend countless hours working out year after year, and they end up looking the same because they have no structure. So here's basically what I suggest you to do. Number one, to focus on compound movements. Compound movements are going to be every movement that you do that's gonna utilize at least two joints, okay? Maybe the elbow and the shoulder, maybe the hips and the knees. Anything that involves more than one joint is gonna allow you to recruit more muscle fibers. It's gonna allow you to put more weight on the bar so you can use more tension on your muscles, and it's gonna allow you to get a bigger bang off your back every time you get an exercise going. Number two is going to be to focus on increasing the intensity of your workouts. If you are doing an exercise and you do 3 or 4 sets and then you rest and you don't even feel anything, and then you feel that you're just wasting your time at the gym, then you might as well. Okay, if you're spending 20 minutes on the phone and 20 minutes working out, you're probably wasting your time. If you're spending 20 minutes talking with someone and 20 minutes working out, you're probably wasting your time. Now, it is completely okay if that's what you want to do, but if you want to be as smart as possible when it comes to working out and getting the best results, I suggest you that you focus on having a structure that's gonna get you focused during the entire workout, so you can get into the gym, do what you're supposed to do, and be off the door so you can continue with your life, and then maybe socialize after. That's also a really good idea. So basically, what I suggest you to do is to get exercises that you can pair up for the sake of simplicity and for the sake of time effectiveness. So for example, you can work on supersets on the same muscle to over fatigue the muscle a little bit faster, or my recommendation is to work on opposite sides of the body at the same time. Not only because it's gonna allow you to get more done in less amount of time, because if I'm working my chest and right after I'm working my back, I don't have any tiredness going on in my back, so I can have a really good set. While if I do 2 exercises back to back that are targeting my chest, the second exercise is not gonna be that good because my chest is already tired, right? And on top of that, you're gonna get a boost in your metabolism by working on opposite sides of the body at the same time, just because the muscles are gonna require oxygen from your heart, and it's gonna be pumping more blood into both sides of it. So the number one thing that you need to focus on is strength training, doing it with a high intensity, doing it with compound movements first, and that's gonna allow you not only to build the muscle to look better, but also to stay and live a little bit healthier. Now, the second thing that we need to focus on is going to be the nutrition side of things. Basically, what type of food choices are you making? Now, I think that pretty much everyone, this is common knowledge, what healthy food versus unhealthy food is. I think we all agree that an apple is healthy, a Big Mac is not healthy. I mean, we cannot know these things. And then when it comes to building muscle and losing fat, then we know about macros, we know about protein and calories in, calories out. So basically, the main thing that I would suggest you to focus on if you wanna not only look good, but also have a healthy life, is going to be to just reduce the complexity of it. Try to focus on whole foods 80 to 90% of the time, then have some fun 10 to 20% of the time. That's it. That's gonna, like, that rule of thumb is gonna allow you to be as healthy as possible. And then on top of that, if you want to work on the looking good and losing the fat and building the muscle, the most important thing is going to be just maintain your calories depending on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to build muscle, be on a calorie surplus. If you're trying to lose fat, be on a calorie deficit. Eat less calories than you need per day, and just make sure that you're eating at least 0.8 to 1 grams of protein per pound of body weight, because that's gonna allow you not only to build more muscle, but also to maintain it while you're losing the fat. A lot of people just focus only on, I eat whole foods all the time, so I will be healthy. But the problem is that even when that's not gonna affect their health status, that's not really gonna help them out on the physique department. If you're only eating whole foods, if you're only eating healthy foods, but you eat 20,000 calories more than you're supposed per week, you're not gonna be losing any fat. Right? So at the same time, if you're focusing on only calories and if you're focusing on only protein, but you're reaching those goals with supplements, with trash food, with things that are quick and easy but not really nutritious, yeah, you're gonna look the way that you wanna look, but your organs and your inside is not gonna be really good, and you're gonna be suffering those consequences a little bit later down the road. So if you wanna make sure that you stay safe, just focus on both 80 to 90% whole foods, 10 to 20% processed or ultra processed foods, and then focusing just on calories and protein. And then for the third thing, this is probably something that not a lot of people will tell you because it has nothing to do with fitness and nutrition. If you really wanna have a healthier life, if you really wanna look better, the end of it comes down to your daily habits. And I'm not only talking about exercise, I'm talking about what time are you going to bed? What time are you waking up? Are you getting enough sun exposure? Are you getting yourself outside, getting those sunlights in your skin, feeling that fresh air? Even if it's cloudy, the sunlight is still going down because you can see outside, right? So those kind of things are gonna have a massive impact on how you feel, how your body recovers, and ultimately your health status. So if you're not getting enough sleep, if you're not getting enough sunlight, if you're not getting enough fresh air, if you're not drinking enough water, even if you look at your best, that will only last for so long. At the end of the day, in this channel, we're all about not looking the best and not feeling the best and not being the healthiest that you can be, but most importantly, to maintain it over time. And the most important thing for that is going to be your habits. So I recommend you that you get your sleep hygiene down, and we have plenty of videos talking about that. I'll put something up here in the description to make sure that you are getting the most out of your sleep, that you're getting the most out of the time that you're in bed. If you're not getting yourself outside, getting that sunlight, that's literally one of the best supplements out there. Like, just getting outside, just getting some sunlight, it's gonna give you energy, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna feel ready to attack the rest of the day. Like, even if it's a 5-minute walk after lunch, I totally recommend you to get outside more, getting enough water, make sure that you're hydrated. All those things, we normally overlook them, but if you really wanna look the best, if you really wanna feel the best, you need to start taking care of those. And that's it. That's actually not that complicated. If you follow those 3 steps, you're gonna be able to look a lot better, feel a lot better, and keep your health status as high as it can be, not only for a minute, but for the rest of your life, which is what we're going for in this channel. So if you enjoyed the content, if you saw some value, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so. It's completely free. It helps us out a lot. It allows you to get more of this content in your feed, which I guess is pretty good. And if you think this was valuable for someone in your circle, just make sure to send it to them. Don't say anything, just send it to them so they don't end up being that guy who works out for 10 years, still look the same. And for us, I'll talk to you in the next video.